hope you all had an amazing weekend. Mine was very relaxing. I didn't do much this weekend. We'll go ahead and get started laying on our backs. So if you were in class last Friday, I mentioned that I always like to start all my classes with some deep lateral breathing, just so we can get our lungs prepared for our movement, but then also our lateral breath helps start to activate our core. So that's why I like to start all of our classes that way. So go ahead and lay on your back. Also, if at any point I'm doing anything that doesn't feel good in your body, you are welcome to modify in any way that you see fit. And then after class, if you have any questions, since we don't have videos and audio going right now, if you have any questions after class about certain exercises or certain moves that we do, and if you are curious about modifications that you can do for the next time, go ahead and let me know. Okay, so if you're not on your back, go ahead and get there to start. Let's pull our knees into our chest. Just give your back a little bit of a massage to start out. Nice big deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then you can slowly place your feet onto the floor. Let's have our knees and our feet inner to just regular hip width distance apart, whatever feels the best for you. And then bring your hands onto your ribs. So high up onto your ribs, not onto your belly. All the way up here, fingers are spread. Good, elbows are wide. Before we start, make sure your shoulders are relaxed. So roll them down, feel your shoulder blades connecting with the floor. And then go ahead and breathe in through your nose and out through the mouth. Keep that breath going in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now, as we continue to do this breath, as you inhale, I want you to imagine that your ribs are an accordion. So as you inhale, that accordion is expanding out wide to the side. And then as you exhale, the accordion is coming back in. So we inhale, the ribs are expanding wide to the side. Exhale, the ribs are closing. And I like to have the fingers open and spread. So as you exhale, you can feel your ribs knitting close as your fingers draw closer together and maybe your fingers interlace. Inhale, ribs expand. Exhale, ribs close. Now as you continue this breath, maybe think about your ribs, the back of your ribs pressing down into the mat. And as you exhale, the ribs are closing. Go ahead and inhale. Keep this breath going and exhale. My mom is joining, so I'm grabbing her a mat. Let's take 2 more breaths like this. Inhaling in through the nose. Exhaling out through the mouth. Good, 1 more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. All right, from here, go ahead and hug your knees into your chest again. Rock yourself side to side. And then bring your legs into tabletop. So your feet are hovering above the mat. I want your knees directly over your hips. Knees are open, inner hip width distance apart, and we'll flex our feet. Inhale to tap your right heel down onto the mat, and exhale to lift and switch. Tap the left and lift. Good. Now as you do this, can you think about using that lateral breath that we just worked on? So inhale, your ribs can expand. Exhale, as you lift your leg, your ribs are closing. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. So we are actively keeping our transverse abdominis engaged here. So I mentioned last Friday, the transverse abdominis is the deepest layer of abdominal muscles. They're the ones that wrap around your waistline towards that center line that goes down your abs. She sees a tennis ball. Just 2 more times. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Last one. And then hug your knees into your chest. Go ahead and open your knees nice and wide. Give your hip flexors a little break while I grab Penny a ball. Like I said, she's still only almost 1.5 years old, so she's still a baby. All right, okay. From here, bring the legs back into tabletop. Your knees and your feet are glued together and your toes are pointed. Now we're inhaling, keeping the knees bent. I want you to reach your toes down towards the floor and then exhale to pull the legs back up. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Only bringing the toes down as far as feels comfortable for the lower back. I don't want you to get a big arch in your spine. So the way to help your spine from going into that extension, going into that arch where it feels painful for the lower back, really knit your ribs close. Feel your whole abdominal section staying in nice and tight. If it helps, you can bring your hands onto your stomach to feel that wrapping sensation. Let's go for 3. If you're feeling it in your hip flexors, open your knees, keeping your toes together for 2. Last one, and hug the knees into the chest. Big breath in, big breath out. Rock yourself side to side, massaging out the lower back. Then slowly bring your feet down onto the mat. Your heels are pretty close to your booty. Your knees and your feet are glued together. Now we're going to start warming up the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine, and getting a little bit more into the obliques. So arms come into a V position on the floor. Inhale to bring your knees just halfway over to the right side of your mat. And then exhale, tighten through your abdominals to pull the knees back center. Inhale over to the left side. And exhale, back center. Good. Inhale to the right. Exhale, center. Good. So this can be an easy exercise if you're just letting your knees rock side to side. We're not really getting any work in there, maybe a stretch for your lower back. But I actively want this to be an abdominal exercise. Let's do 2 more, or just make sure you're even. So if you started on the right side, finish on the left side. Then we're lifting the legs into tabletop. Now we're going to do this without our feet on the floor. So we'll make it a little bit more challenging. Inhale to rock over to the right side. Your left hip can lift. Exhale, tighten the abdominals, close the ribs, pull center. Inhale over to the left. Exhale, pull center. Good, let's go for 4. Make sure your hands and arms aren't taking over. Maybe flip your palms up to the ceiling. Just 2 more. Last one. Good. Hug the knees into the chest. One last time. Give yourself 1 more rock side to side. Woo. All right. Time to warm up the whole body. Legs come into tabletop. Let's start with the arms reaching up to the ceiling. Big breath in. Exhale. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. Hands are down by your hips, and we start pumping the arms. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Keep this breath going. We're inhaling for 5 and exhaling for 5. I want you to try to look all the way down to your belly button, or at least between your inner thighs, not up to your knees, not up to the ceiling. Gaze forward or down as much as you can to make sure that you don't start feeling a strain in your neck. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more. Legs extend out to a 45-degree angle. I like to bring my heels together, toes apart, so my hip flexors don't take over. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Keep vigorously pumping those arms. 2 more sets. One more. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend the knees, lower the head. Woo! Rock yourself side to side. Penny, come here. Let's do this walk. Come here. Okay, from here, grab onto the back of your legs. We're gonna rock ourselves up to seated. Okay, we did this one last week. This is the elbow slip, the one that is surprisingly harder than it looks, or harder than it seems it should be. But this one is going to get deep, deep, deep into your abdominal muscles to really warm us up for our roll up. So let's glue the knees and the feet together. I want about a 1.5 foot distance between your heels and your glutes. Hands come behind the thighs, round your shoulders down and back. Elbows are wide. Take an inhale, exhale as we round the spine, straightening our arms. So here, tuck your tailbone as much as you can. So if you look at the screen, you can see the difference. Right now, I'm just leaning back with a straight spine. Now I tuck my tailbone and I get that C curve in my body. I want it to start from the tailbone going into my lumbar spine or the lower back. So now that the tailbone is tucked, pull your belly button in and up. Inhale, release your hands, sliding your elbows down onto the mat. Rest on your elbows here. Slide your feet closer to you if you need. Tuck your tailbone again and exhale, reach the hands forward, grab onto the back of your legs. Inhale, slip the elbows back down. Exhale, reach forward. Good. Now, if this is feeling a little too challenging, you can keep one elbow down, reach one hand forward and down, and then switch. If the elbow slip is feeling easy and you want to challenge yourself even more, you can bring your elbows just so they hover above the mat and then hover by your knees. Hover down and hover up. That one is the super advanced, and I'm not feeling super advanced right now, so I'm going to keep resting my elbows down. Keep tucking that tailbone, keep drawing the belly button in so your back doesn't start to hurt. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, reach forward. Good. On our last one, we're going to reach forward, then pull ourselves all the way up to seated. Grab onto your knees or your shins. Inhale. Bring the chest forward. Lift your chin. Nice big stretch in the back. And exhale. Okay. From here, grab onto the back of your legs. And we're going to roll ourselves all the way down onto the mat, bringing the knees into the chest. Hug them for just a moment. Big breath in, big breath out. Okay, now we're going to go into the roll-up. So straighten your legs out in front of you. I want your legs glued together, but if you tend to have a tighter lower back, you can separate your legs inner hip width distance apart. Feet are flexed. Arms reach up to the ceiling. Big breath in. Exhale, tuck the chin in towards the chest. As we roll up, ribs close. Belly button pushes down, coming all the way up. Try to take the momentum out. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, flex the feet. Draw your belly button in and up, just like we did in the elbow slip. Tuck your tailbone as much as you can to roll all the way back down. Good. A modification for the roll up is to have your hands on your thighs as you roll all the way up. Maybe grip your thighs. Inhale to stretch forward. Exhale, flex your feet. I want you to think about sliding your heels forward in opposition of your back. So you're trying to create length in your spine as you roll back. Inhale, arms up and back. Another modification for the roll-up is knees bent, grabbing onto the legs, but keep it nice and slow. And then exhale all the way down. We're just going to do one more, and we're going to pause at the top of our roll-up. So let's do one more, and then meet seated on our mat. Exhale. Meaning all the way at the top, stretch forward, big inhale, and then just lengthen through your spine. Going into our spine stretch forward. I mentioned this last Friday, but anytime we're in a seated position, a straight spine is more important than straight legs. So open your legs as wide as your mat. Let's first start by straightening the legs. If your legs are straight and you feel like you're rounding in your lower back or you're leaning back, bend your knees so then you can sit up nice and tall. So think about lifting up out of your sits bones, proud chest here. Arms are out in front of you with your palms facing down. In our spine stretch forward, our arms stay parallel with the floor the entire time. Take an inhale, exhale, tuck the chin in towards the chest. We're rounding our spine forward, one vertebra at a time, reaching the fingers past the feet if you can, trying to reach your forehead down to the mat while keeping the arms parallel. Take an inhale. Now exhale, roll all the way back up. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, tuck the chin in towards the chest. Draw the belly button in and up. Good. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, roll all the way back up. We're going to do this 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen through the spine at the top. Exhale to roll all the way down. Inhale, stretch forward. And exhale, melt all the way back down. Good. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, exhale, tuck the chin, round forward. As you reach the fingers forward, I want you to reach your belly button back in opposition, like you're sucking in your stomach. Inhale, exhale, roll all the way back up. Good. From here, we're going to go into our rolling like a ball. So scoot yourself forward towards the front edge of your mat. Let's start with the level 1 version of rolling like a ball. We did it last week. Knees are open as wide as your shoulders. Heels are together, toes are apart. We're grabbing onto our ankles. So this is the starting position. If reaching for the ankles is challenging, grab onto your shins or your knees. Okay, from here, tuck your chin in towards your chest, round through the spine, gazing down to the mat between your heels and your seat. Now lift your heels up off the mat. Keep gazing down. Inhale, we rock back to the tips of our shoulder blades, lifting the hips high, then rocking forward, keeping your balance. Inhale, rock back, hips lift high. Exhale, forward. Inhale back, exhale forward. A great way to think about this, as you rock forward, your abs are your brakes. So pull the belly button in to pause yourself at the top. Inhale back, exhale forward, pull the belly in and you'll stop right in your tracks. 2 more. 1 more. Coming all the way forward, hold your balance here. Don't let your heels touch the mat yet. We hold for 3, 2, 1. Place your feet down. Bring your hands by your hips. I want you to scoot your booty back so you have a 1.5 feet again between your heels and your glutes, just like we did for elbow slip. So we're coming into that same position, hands behind the thighs, round your spine, straightening your arms, tucking your tailbone as much as you can, drawing your belly button in and up. Now, if it feels okay, maybe release your hands, bringing your palms up to the ceiling. Nice bend in the elbows. Good. Make sure belly button's drawing in and up. I want you to lean back 1 inch. Good. Hold it there. We're pulsing up 1 inch and down 1 inch. Up and down. Good. Making sure as you come up, you're not coming out of that tucked tailbone. Keep the tucked tailbone. Keep the rounded spine with just little pulses up and down. Good. If you need, hands can be behind the thighs. Light grip with those hands though. Good. Let's go for 3, for 2, and 1. Come all the way up to seated. Grab onto your shins. Inhale, chest pulls forward, chin lifts. And exhale, side out. We're going to do 1 more exercise in that same position. So round your spine, tuck your tailbone. If it feels okay, arms come out in front of you, palms facing up. Now inhale, open your arm to the right. We're presenting our arms. Good, so they come into a wide T position, then come back forward. We open to the left and forward. Good. Keep this going. Make sure you haven't lost your tucked tailbone. Can you pull your belly button in and up even more? Maybe try to lean back half an inch further for 4, for 3, for 2. Last one, arms forward, then pull yourself all the way up to seated one more time. Grab your shins. Big breath in. And big breath out. Straighten your legs out in front of you. Legs are glued together. Arms are reaching forward. Flex your feet. Big breath in and exhale. Melt all the way back down onto the mat. Hands come down to the floor. Right leg pulls into your chest. Let's just give it a squeeze for a moment. Draw some circles with your ankle. And reverse the direction of that circle. From here, grab onto the back of your leg. Let's straighten the leg up to the ceiling and bend. Good, we straighten and bend. Now, I want you to keep your toes pointed as you straighten the leg up to the ceiling. Now flex your foot as you bend. Keep the foot flexed as you reach the heel up to the ceiling, then point the toe and bend. Toes are pointed now as we straighten. Flex the foot and bend. Keep it flexed as you reach the heel up, point the toes and bend. So a little coordination here while we stretch. Keep the toes pointed as you straighten. Good, flex the foot and bend. Last time, keep the foot flexed as you straighten the leg up to the ceiling. Maybe try to reach a little bit higher. Now point your toes as you pull the leg into your chest a little bit more. Big breath in and out. Now keep your leg up to the ceiling in your 90-degree angle. Right toes are pointed. Left foot is flexed. Hands come down in a V position. Single leg circles. Inhale, take the leg across your body, circle down around to the right and back up to the ceiling. Good. If you need, a good modification is knee bent. Now, as you're circling this leg, can you make sure your ribs are closed? Feel the back of your ribs pressing down into the mat. Good. One more this direction, then we pause at the top, hold it at the top. Make sure your left foot is flexed, and then we reverse, open to the right, circle down, across, and back up for 4. Are your hips stable, or are they rocking side to side? The only thing that's moving right now is the leg. Let's do one more. Pausing at the top, bend the knee, open that knee towards your right shoulder, and breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Make sure that your left hip is trying to anchor down into the mat, so we're externally rotating right now. Good, take the knee across the body, not into a spinal twist, just feel the stretch in the outside of the hip. So right hip is still anchoring down into the mat as the knee stretches across the body. Bring it back center, give it one more squeeze in the center, then let that leg slide down onto the mat and pull the left leg into the chest. Let's draw circles with that left ankle, working out any pops, cracks, and then reverse the direction of the circle. Okay, grab onto the back of the leg and straighten the leg up to the ceiling. Just give it a couple bends and straightens. All right, now we're gonna have our toes pointed as we bend the knee. Keep the toes pointed as we straighten. Now flex the foot and bend. Keep it flexed as you straighten. Point, bend, and straighten. Now flex, bend, and straighten. Let's do one more. Point, bend, and straighten. Leave it up there. Reach up a little higher. Give that leg a little pull into the chest. And then leave it up to the ceiling. Right foot is flexed. Left toes are pointed. Hands come down to the mat. Take the leg across the body to the right. Circle down around to the left and back up. Good. Keep this going. Again, make sure that the back of your ribs are pressing down into the mat. Hips aren't moving at all. Use your right heel as an anchoring point. So dig your right heel into the mat. Then pause at the top and switch. Again, you can bend the knee if you need. Feel your abs wrapping around, holding the midsection of your body nice and tight. Let's go for 2. Last one, and pause at the top. Bend the knee, pull it into the chest, and open it to the left shoulder. Nice big deep breath in, and big deep breath out. Let another breath in, then take the knee across the body. This time our left hip is still trying to pull down into the mat. Feel the stretch in the outside of the hip. Big breath in, big breath out. Pull the knee center, give it one more squeeze, and then pull your right knee into the chest to meet it. Maybe rock yourself side to side. Okay, from here, we are going to go into our abs series. We did it towards the end of class last week, but we're gonna do it kind of at this somewhat of a middle point, since our bodies are nice and warm. I want you to have both hands grab onto your right shin. So I'm gonna cue all of this with the head lifted. If at any point you need to put your head down, go for it. You'll still get a great abdominal exercise, especially in your lower abdominals. So both hands are holding onto your right shin. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders away from the mat. Keep your elbows wide. I want you to think about reaching your forehead to your knee instead of your knee to your forehead. Shoot your left leg out in front of you. Good, squeeze that right knee in and switch legs. Pull the left knee in and switch. Good, again, keep trying to curl your forehead towards your knee. Press your lower back into the mat and make sure elbows are still wide and shoulders are pulling away from the ears. For 4, 3, 2 more sets, 2, 1, 1. Let's bend our knees, lower the head all the way down. Big breath in, big breath out. The next one is our double leg stretch. Hands are holding onto the shins or the ankles. Curl your head and shoulders up so we're in a little ball position. Now inhale, shoot the legs out in front of you. Arms come up by the ears. Exhale, circle the arms around, bending the knees. Inhale, extend. Exhale, circle around and bend. Good. So the only thing circling is the arms. Sometimes it's a tendency to want to open the legs as well, but keep those legs glued together the whole time. Now, as you pull the knees into the chest, can you curl yourself up higher? Just 3 more. For 3. For 2. Last one. Pull the knees into the chest. Lower the head down. Let's rock our head side to side. Big breath in. And big breath out. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Good. From here, we're going into our single straight leg stretch. So, first things first, I want you to straighten your right leg up to the ceiling. You can have a bend in that knee if you need. Curl the head and shoulders up, reaching for your right calf or ankle. Shoot the left leg out in front of you. We're pulsing that right leg into the chest for 2. 1, scissor switch the legs for 2. And 1. Keep going, switch. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Good, draw your belly button in towards your spine. Shoulders are away from the ears. Draw your belly button in. 2 more sets for 2, last set, 1, and 1. Bend your knees, lower the head down, hug onto your shins, and rock yourself side to side. Okay, we only have 2 more left in our ab series. Next one is our double straight leg stretch. So we have some options here. First option is hands underneath the tailbone with the legs up to the ceiling. You can have a bend in the knees, the legs can be straightened, whatever feels good. If your hands are under the tailbone, you can keep your head down, or if you'd like, you can curl your head up. Another option is hands behind the head with the head lifted the whole time. So you can kind of choose your own adventure here. Go ahead and pick whichever one you want. Let's lift our legs up to the ceiling. Inhale to lower the legs down towards the mat and exhale to lift. Again, we're only lowering the legs as much as feels comfortable for the lower back. So if you feel like your lower back is lifting too high off the mat, only maybe bring your feet down 6 inches and then back up. Good. Use your exhale to pull your legs back up to the ceiling. Drawing the belly button down in opposition for 3. For 2. Last one. Big exhale and pull the knees into the chest. Rock yourself side to side. Woo. Okay, we only have one more left. It's our crisscross, but we're going to do my own little variation of crisscross. So from here, let's bring hands behind the head. Knees are pulled into the chest. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. Make sure your shoulder blades are sliding down your back. Extend your left leg out in front of you. Turn your upper body to the right. We're going to pulse here, reaching your left elbow up to your right knee. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch to the other side. We pulse again for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch for 4, 3. Take a break at any point if you need. Switch again. We pulse 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch for 2 and 1. Switch for 2 and 1. Now single. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Lower the head. Pull the knees into the chest and breathe. If you need, you can bring your feet down to the floor. Actually, let's all do this together. Let's bring our feet down onto the floor. Glue your knees and your feet together. Open your arms into a wide T position. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, let your knees fall to the right side of your mat. Maybe pull them in towards your chest a little bit more. Good. If you want to get a deeper stretch for the lower back, for the thoracic spine, you can bring your right hand onto the top of your hip, pull against your hip, and look over your left shoulder. As you do this, think about drawing the belly button in and up to allow yourself to twist a little further. Nice deep breaths. Good. Let's stay on this side. I want you to fully roll over onto the right side of your body. So you're in a fetal position here. Knees are bent. Let's have shoulders and hips stacked. Your left hand is straight on top of your bottom hand. Good. So from here, this is called book openers. We're going to inhale to reach our left arm. We're going to sweep it across the floor, reach it up over the head. As it comes back behind your head, you're going to let yourself roll. Let your gaze follow that left hand as it circles down with the palm up to the ceiling, around, and then it comes back, sweeps over the hip, and back onto the bottom hand. So the arm, if you want to watch just for a second, the arm is doing just a big circle, and you're letting your gaze follow the hand. So we're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale, reach the arm up. Let it sweep back. Exhale as it comes down. And back over. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. 1 more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sweep the arm around. And it pauses back on top. Okay, from here, roll yourself back onto your back. We're gonna readjust and we're gonna do our spinal twist on the other side. So knees can fall over to the left side of your mat. You can lift your knees a little bit further up towards your chest. Arms open up into a T. You can either stay right here with your gaze up to the ceiling, or you can use your left hand to grab onto your hip, bring your gaze over your right shoulder, Pull against your hip as you draw your belly button in to twist a little bit deeper. Nice, big deep breath in. And big deep breath out. Another breath in. And another breath out. Okay, from here, let's go ahead and do our book opener. So I'm going to turn away from the camera for a moment. You're going to come to fully lay on the left side of your body in your fetal position. Knees are stacked, arms are straight out, and your hands are stacked as well. Now inhale as the right arm sweeps across the floor, up over your head. Sweep the arm back behind you. Let your gaze follow the hand as it comes down over your hip and back to the starting position. So that arm again is just drawing a big circle. Inhale as it circles up over your head. Exhale as you sweep it down. Just 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Good. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Pausing here. Okay, from here, I want you to roll onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Let's iron out the spine again. Straighten the legs out in front of you. We're going to go into another roll up, just a roll up to seat. Feet are flexed, arms are up and up to the ceiling. Plug your shoulders down. Big breath in. Exhale, tuck the chin in towards the chest. We roll all the way back up. Good. From here, we are going into saw. So legs open as wide as your mat again. Just like with spine stretch forward, bend your knees if you need to. You can sit up nice and tall. Or, I forgot to mention this before, if you have a yoga block, you can sit on top of your yoga block or a pillow. From here, feet are flexed. Arms are in a T position. Take an inhale. Exhale, twist to your right. Lean forward, reaching your left hand towards your right foot. Reaching your forehead down towards your knee. Inhale, lift in your twist. Then untwist, coming back center. Exhale, twist to the left. Lean forward and reach. Pull your belly button back. Inhale, lift and untwist. Exhale, twist. Rounding forward as we reach. Inhale, lift, untwist. Just 3 more times. Exhale, twist, and reach. There's something in this little ball equipment bag over here that Penny really wants. Right. Exhale, twist, and reach. Penny. Last one. Twist and reach. Yeah, we're laughing at you. Inhale, lift. Untwist. Good. From here, bring your feet into a butterfly position. So the soles of the feet are together. Knees are wide. Hold onto either your ankles or your toes. Let's inhale, lift the spine. So we're lengthening through our spine, trying to lift up out of our sits bones. I want you to think proud chest. Chin is lifted just slightly. We're not looking up to the ceiling. Round your shoulders down and back. Good. Now take another inhale, lift even taller than exhale. We're going to keep our straight spine as we bend our elbows, pulling our chest forward. So I'm looking past my mat right now. I'm not tucking my chin. I'm not rounding my spine. So you should feel a big stretch in the outside of the hips, maybe also in the inner hips. Now take another inhale. Exhale, let your head fall forward, rounding your spine. Big breath in. Big breath out. Good. Keep your chin tucked as you slowly roll your spine back up. Now slide your feet forward a little bit. Now we're in a diamond shaped position with the legs. So feet are still together, knees are still bent, but we have a little bit less of a bend in the knees now. We're going to do the same thing. Hands are grabbing onto the knees or the shins to start. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, really pull your belly button in. And then exhale, hands slide down the legs, chest stays proud, spine stays straight. Maybe lift the chin a little bit. Again, gazing forward past your mat. Another breath in. Then exhale, you can let your head fall down towards the floor. Let's just rest here for a moment. You might feel even more of a stretch in those outer hips, maybe reaching down towards your glutes. For me, I get really, really tight there, so this stretch for me kind of feels a little bit of a pinch. Big breath in, exhale, try to lean a little bit further. Now again, let your hands slide up your legs as you slowly stack your spine. From here, we're going to go into another round of rolling like a ball, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. So this time, your legs are going to stay bent and parallel. We're going to hold on to the back of our legs. So legs are parallel and bent. We're going to do it this way now. Okay, so pull your hips as close to your feet as you can, and then lift your legs up. Good, round through the spine. You're gazing between your inner thighs. Inhale to rock back to the tips of the shoulder blades. Exhale, rock forward, pull the abs in. Good, inhale, rock back, lift the hips. Exhale, rock forward, pull the core in. Good. All right, now, if you have flexible legs, if you want, you can come up into your V position. That's what I was trying to say. Or you can hold on to the back of the legs with the legs straight, rocking back, rocking forward. Good. If you're holding on to your ankles and rocking back, this is called open leg rocker. We have 2. Last one. Rocking all the way back up. Hold your balance. Hold, 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 hold. Good. If your legs are bent, keep holding onto the back of your legs. Let's straighten our right leg and bend. Straighten the left leg and bend. One more time. Each leg straighten and bend. Good. Keep that balance, straighten and bend. Place your feet down onto the floor. Slide yourself back so you're in the middle of your mat, and we're going to come to lay all the way down on the right side of our body. Just checking the time really fast. Okay, so your back and your booty are in line with the back of your mat here. I said this last week, but your head can either be rested on your bicep or propped up in your hand. My preference is to rest my head on my bicep. It keeps my core more engaged because when I lift my head, the right side of my body presses down into the mat and I get this big curve in the left side of my body. So I like to rest my head here. Feet come forward to the front corner of your mat. Before we start, flex your top foot. Try to make your top leg longer than the bottom foot. Find some space under the bottom side of your body. Good, now we lift and lower that top leg. Make sure your toes are pointing forward. They're not pointing up to the ceiling. We're keeping the legs in parallel. Good, for 4, for 3, last 2, and 1. Good, bring that leg down in line with your hip and draw your circles for 8, 7. Pull your core in nice and tight. If you want to challenge your balance with any of this, your top arm can reach up to the ceiling. And reverse, 8, 7, 6. Keep pushing that heel away from you. We want that top leg to be longer than the bottom leg the whole time. For 2, and 1. Good. Now lift that leg up. The bottom foot is going to flex and it's going to lift to tap the top leg, then lower back down. Your hand can be down on the mat for any of this, but again, hand lifted is going to challenge that balance even more. Keep pulling your core in. Your hand can either also be on your hip. 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Keep both legs lifted. We're holding here for 4, 3, pull the core in. 2, and 1. Lower the legs all the way down. Woo! Now bend your knees. We're back into our little fetal position. From here, Your feet are going to stay down, heels together, toes apart. We're doing 10 clamshells. Lift that top knee up and down. Armin is the biggest face slicker ever, and she loves when we're laying on the floor doing Okay, try to find that space under your right oblique. Pull your belly button in nice and tight for 4, for 3, last 2, and 1. Lower your legs all the way down. So this next one I like to call awkward clamshells. Your feet are lifted up to the ceiling. Let's point our toes now. So open your top knee like you would for a regular clamshell. Now, your top knee is going to tap the bottom knee, but the top foot's going to reach up to the ceiling. So your feet are separated now. Now the toes touch and the knees are separate, and the knees touch. So we're working on external rotation, now internal rotation. It's another way to think about it. So foot's reaching up to the ceiling, then knees reaching up to the ceiling for 4. Draw that belly in, 3, for 2, last 1, good, lower all the way down, roll onto your back for your figure 4 stretch, cross your left ankle over your right knee, or whichever leg you were working on, grab onto the back of the opposite leg, flex your left foot, nice big deep breath in, big deep breath out. Let's take one more big breath in, one more big breath out, and release. From here, let's rock ourselves up to seated, swing the legs over to the other side, and then lay all the way back down. So now, the back side again of your body is on the back side of the mat. Feet extend forward to the front corner of the mat. Top foot is flexed. We're making that top leg longer than the bottom leg. Left oblique is lifted away from the mat, and your belly button is drawing in. Flex that foot and lift and lower. So the way to make this exercise more challenging, because it can be pretty easy, just lifting and lowering that leg. When my foot's not flexed, I'm really just feeling nothing here. So we're flexing the foot to really engage the back of the leg. Then to make it even more challenging, we're pushing our heel away from us. Good, for 2 and 1. Keep that leg up in line with your hip. Again, push the foot away from you. Draw your circles forward. 8, 7, core in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 8, 7. Last 4, for 3, for 2. And when keep that leg lifted, keep the foot flexed. Now the bottom leg lifts and lowers. Yeah, again, if you want to lift that top arm up to the ceiling, challenge your balance. Good. 3 more. 3, 2. Last 1. Lower the legs all the way down. Good. Bend your knees. I'm pretty sure we just went into our clamshells. After that, let's keep the feet down. Feet are flexed, heels together, toes apart. Again, pull your core in, lift that top knee up and down for 9. 6 more. Keep that space under the left oblique for 3. Last 2. And 1. Lower your knees down. Let's lift the feet up, point the toes. We're going into our awkward clamshell, so lift the knee up. Now tap the knee down as the foot lifts up to the ceiling. So toes tap, then knees tap. Really try to internally rotate, lift those toes up to the ceiling. Good. 4, 3, last 2, last 1. Good. Lower all the way down. Roll over onto your back. Cross your right ankle over your left knee and pull the left leg into the chest. Flex your right foot. That allows you to get a little bit deeper into the hip. Nice big deep breaths in. Big deep breath out. Let's take one more breath in. And one more breath out. Good. From here, go ahead and release that. Extend your legs out in front of you. We're facing the opposite direction on our mat now. Feet are flexed, arms are reaching up to the ceiling. Big deep breath in. Exhale to roll all the way up. Good. Okay, we're gonna do what is called, why am I forgetting what it's called right now? Marie? Nope. But we're going to have our hands behind our head with our shoulder blades running down our back. Feet are flexed. Your legs are glued together this time. We're going to inhale. On the exhale, twist to your left. We're pulsing for 3, 2, 1, and center. Good. Twist to the right. 3, 2, 1. If it doesn't feel good to have your hands behind your head, your arms can be in a cactus or in a T position. Take whatever arms feels best for you. For 4, 3 more. Draw your belly button in. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Come center. Inhale, reach your arms up to the ceiling, and exhale, lean forward. Big, big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. One more breath in. And one more breath out. Okay. Now, from here, I want you to come onto the left side of your body, so onto your left hip. We're going to do Mermaid, but let's do it in our Z-sit position. If this feels uncomfortable, you can also use your pillow or your block to sit your hips up on. The goal here is for this right hip to anchor down towards the floor. Arms into your T position. Big inhale. Exhale, bring your left hand down to the mat as you reach up and over. Maybe bring your left elbow to the mat. Pull your right hip down in opposition of your right hand. Good. And then inhale back to your T position, and we reverse sides. Grab onto your ankle as you reach your left arm up and over. Good. Inhale, windshield wiper those arms. And exhale. Another inhale, up and over. We have another visitor. Like I said, it's a busy house. Inhale, up and over. Good. Last time. Let's hold here for 3. Reach a little bit further for 2. Last one, and then hands come back down to the mat. Okay, hands come back behind you. Lift your knees up, and we switch to the other side. Back to your Z sit. Now left hip is trying to anchor down into the mat. Arms in your T. Big inhale. Exhale, right hand comes down to the mat as we reach up and over. Inhale in. Exhale, windshield wiper those arms. Susie's gonna watch this and regret letting me teach her class. Inhale. Exhale. Reach the left hip down to the mat as you reach your left fingertips up and over again. We're gonna do this one more time. Inhale. Last time. Holding on to your left ankle. Reach your right arm up and over. Let's pulse for 3, for 2, and 1. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Come in any seated position that feels good for you. Hands behind the head, elbows wide. Big inhale. Exhale, we're going to round our spine forward, bringing your elbows together. We're drawing your belly button in towards our spine. Then exhale, Another inhale as you reach your elbows wide, chin lifts, chest lifts, and then again, exhale. Elbows come in, round through the spine. One more time, inhale. Lift the chest, lift the spine, elbows open, hands come to your knees, roll your shoulders back, shake it out, and you're all done. Thank you so much for joining.